horrifying traditions. We'll start off mild, the semen-sucking ritual of Papua New Guinea. Meet the Sambia tribe, who believe that the essence of manhood is, let's just say, more protein-rich than you might think. Here's the deal, in their culture, becoming a man isn't just about hitting puberty and growing a mustache. It begins when the boys are around 7 to 10 years old, and is completed when the boys drink the life force of the elders. And by life force, I mean semen. This is how it goes. They are taken away from their mothers and placed in a male-only environment, kinda like an all-boys private school. Here they go through intense training. They are taught warrior skills, endurance, survival skills, but let's be real, none of that really overshadows the whole semen ingesting thing. So let's just skip to that. At the end of the semen stir, they take one final test where the young males have to vigorously extract the elder's life essence. The more vigorous the extraction, the more effective.
Yeah, boy.
Man, the church could learn a thing or two from whoever started this. Anyways, once the life essence has been extracted and swallowed, the child gets off his knees and rises as a man. They become braver, stronger, and more masculine, as they have just inherited the strength, courage, and wisdom of the previous generation. Kinda like a messed up version of you are what you eat kinda thing. I mean, going by that logic, Sasha Grey must be a god. The baby tossing ritual. Alright, let's head to a land where nothing says good luck like yeeting your newborn into the air thinking you're Kobe. Don't bother calling child services, because in India, there's no protection for women or children. It started something like this 1,000 years ago. Babe, how can we guarantee our kids have a bright future? Skydiving without a parachute? Skydiving without a parachute. And here's how it goes down. Amy here will take her baby, usually around a year old, up a 50-foot tower. And with Kanye-level confidence, drops that little kid like a mic. But don't worry, they've got a bunch of sweaty dudes and scammers down below holding bedsheets to catch them. What can possibly go wrong, right? I mean, their heads are soft enough anyways to cushion that fall if anything were to go terribly wrong, right?
Yay!
These people believe that by offering their babies to the gods in this way, they'll bless the kid with health, luck, strength, and the sheets symbolize their protection. Besides, if a baby can survive a 50-foot fall, he can survive anything life throws at him. And if he doesn't, well, he doesn't have to live in India anymore. A win-win if you ask me. Anyways, if the kid survives and grows up in India, they'll be able to cleanse their sins in the Ganges River. It's one of the holiest rivers in the world. A place that's 1 part holy water, 1 part watery grave, and 1 part biohazard. To the Hindus, this river is the physical embodiment of the goddess Ganga. And taking a dip or a sip of these sacred waters is said to cleanse your sins, purify your soul, and maybe even score you a sweet, sweet spot with Shiva. So millions flock here to take the holy plunge like some sort of religious Coachella. But here's the catch. The Ganges is one of the most polluted rivers on the planet. It's where factories dump their toxic sludge, industrial waste, and even raw sewage. And that's not even the worst of it. People toss the ashes of loved ones here, and sometimes even the entire corpse, as part of their funeral rites. It's just a cesspool of diarrhea, bacteria, and disease. Nothing is more gag-inducing. Except maybe your mama's toilet. So eternity with Shiva and all I have to do is take a bath? Sign me up. Wow, it worked. But hey, faith transcends everything, including any earthly contaminations, am I right? I don't need condoms, I'm not gonna get AIDS. I have faith.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on these people though. I'm not, because I know I can always shit in their river. Female circumcisions, aka female genital mutilation. FGM for short is a real gut-wrencher. So for a guy, when you look down, you know exactly what they would have snipped off. Travel to the other side of the world where women can't drive and have no rights, and you'll wonder what they snip off for girls. It's like a really bad DIY project. But instead of trying to fix the plumbing where you have no idea why it's broken, you fix something that doesn't even need to be fixed in the first place. And like all DIY projects, everyone does it a little differently. One family might just remove the lips, another the hood, or sometimes rip off the whole damn doorbell. And since this practice is rampant in Africa, you know they don't have access to clean tools. How can they? They don't even have access to clean water. This surgery, if you can even call it that, is probably being performed with just a sharp rock by the resident witch doctor. The whole process usually goes down when the girl is quite young, anywhere between 5 to 15 years old. That's old enough to remember and old enough to feel the pain. And pain she will feel because there's no anesthesiologists. Remember, they can't afford that. So there's a bunch of reasons why they do this, but none of which make it any less awful. It's a rite of passage, a way to make sure the girl is pure, faithful, and ready for marriage. In other words, it's a twisted way to control her body, making sure she doesn't enjoy anything below the belt ever again. Because apparently the best way to ensure someone stays pure is to make sure they suffer unimaginable pain with a little unlicensed surgery. Makes perfect sense, right? Wrong. Very wrong. But wait, it gets worse. It's not just about the initial pain and mutilation. If Western surgeries have complications, imagine the lifetime problems for Amy. We're talking about chronic infections, difficulty during childbirth, sexual dysfunction, and death. There's been reports of the unmentionables healing so wrong that when it came time to finalize the marriage, they would have to carve it open with a knife so they could do it properly. There's this other case where one girl was sewn up so tightly that her monthly red moon clogged up like a fucking beaver dam down there and she died of infection. It's sad, and it's so ingrained in their culture that women who have gone through this themselves will subject the next generation to it, like some sort of twisted inheritance. I mean, I have generational trauma, but this shit is next level. Thankfully, people do agree that hacking away at someone's privates with a rusty blade is barbaric, and some traditions, no matter how old, should just be left in the past. Kinda like this last tradition, traditional medicines. Traditional medicines doesn't sound so bad, and can be pretty cool. McDonald's is a hangover cure, acupuncture, massages, and the 11 secret herbs and spices. That's all good, but let's revisit this back in Africa. Some folks here believe that the best way to cure what ails ya is by harvesting certain ingredients from other people. And by ingredients, I mean body parts. Not just leftover hair clippings or toenails. A spleen here, a heart, an eye, a left foot, anything and everything, which the resident witch doctor will use to concoct a potion for the ritual to cure whatever ailments you want. Genital soup will enhance your virility and be your Viagra. Your fat will produce luck and make your purse fat. Shit like this. And if you're one of the healthy ones in this disease-ridden continent, he'll make you a potion for your continued health, your continued wealth, power, and good fortune. But these body parts, they are never from willing donors, no. The victims are kidnapped, murdered, and mutilated for their parts. And just like in regular cooking, the fresher, the better. Many times, the ingredients are harvested from live victims as their screams enhance the effectiveness. And you know what else they believe is potent? Children. Yep, they kidnap and harvest children. Hansel and Gretel type of shit. Is this worse than what Epstein did? Tell me in the comments below. Now their taste has switched to albinos, where they are pretty much hunted to extinction. Why? Because why not? They're different. They must have been put on this earth to serve. Yeah, it's beyond messed up. And what's worse is that these murders often go unpunished because the locals are either too afraid to speak up or worse, they might actually believe in this bullshit. Introducing Grandpa's Creamy Goo, packed with everything you'll ever need to increase your combativeness, your communication, and camaraderie. Shove it down your throat today.